Welcome, brave listeners, to a place where fear finds its final destination, where the line between fiction and reality fades into a shadowy blur. You've stepped into a world where your deepest anxieties come alive, not just in the recesses of your imagination, but in the very fabric of the stories you're about to hear. In this journey, the tales you'll encounter are more than just words. They're whispers in the dark, echoes of dread that linger long after the last note fades. As you listen, you'll find yourself questioning what's real and what's not, for in this place, the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary, and the familiar becomes something unsettling. So, as you settle in, remember this: you're not just a listener, you're a participant in the unfolding of fear. If you're ready to cross the threshold into a world where the unknown reigns, then let's begin. And before we dive in, if you enjoy what you hear, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a tale. Like, share, and invite others to join us in the shadows, because fear is always better when it's shared. This story was first posted at creepypasta.org by user the_quiet_1 The Beeper Man Part 5 *. He found himself inside a Home Depot later that day, standing around in the appliance section. A middle-aged man approached him, smiling. "How can I help you, sir?" "Yeah. So, I have a question about appliances." "Yeah. Can I check any prices for you?" "No. No. So everything in my house keeps beeping." "Like, everything. I've had to unplug my microwave, my washer, my dryer, and unscrew a smoke alarm." "What do you mean by beeping?" "Like, the smoke detector kept making the noise they make when they're low on battery. I changed the batteries twice and it still wouldn't stop. Then the washing machine was just making that sound it makes when the load is done. It was making that sound on repeat. And then so was the microwave. And this morning the dryer was making that noise, too." The man stared blankly at him for a moment. "Ah, yeah. I've got to say that's probably a bit above my pay grade. Have you called like a handyman yet?" "No, I can't afford that. I was hoping this might be an easy fix that I could get solved here." "Yeah. No. If it was just one machine maybe I could help ya, but if they're all beeping at once I have to say I'm at a loss." Jaron pursed his lips, nodding slowly. "Dang. All right, I guess I do gotta call a handyman." "Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. No, it's all right. Is there anything else I can help you with today?" Jaron sighed. "No, that'll be fine. Okay. Thank you, sir. Have a good day." "You too." He walked away, feeling defeated. He didn't have money to fix any of this right now. He couldn't afford a dang lick of it. Michael. Maybe Michael could help him out a little bit more. He was handy, maybe he could fix it. And if he couldn't, perhaps he could take him up on his other offer and afford to hire someone who could. He pulled out his phone once he got into the car, dialing him up immediately. "Hey, Jaron, is that you?" "Yeah, Mike. It's me. What can I do for ya?" "I was hoping maybe you could come over to my place sometime later today or tomorrow. Everything is beeping now. All the rest of your smoke alarms went haywire." "No, all the rest of my house did." He started up the engine of his car, shutting the door behind him. "What do you mean?" "Like, all of my appliances have been beeping with no end. The microwave, the washing machine, the dryer. I don't know what the heck to do." "Ah. Well, I don't know if I would either. I can come and take a look, I guess. I probably wouldn't be able to tell ya anything. I just end up agreeing with you that this indeed is a weird situation." "Yeah. Okay, thanks, Mike. I'll be home anytime you want to come over. Millie gets home from school soon. I've got to be there for her." "Yeah, okay. See ya then." "K, see ya." He hung up, sighing as he drove home. His mind swirled with bewilderment, and he was feeling quite tense once he finally did pull up to his house. He opened the garage and pulled inside. Out of the car he stepped, shutting the door behind him and heading for the one which would let him into the mudroom. There was a gentle beeping when he stepped in. His fists balled with rage as he marched into the kitchen. The dishwasher was making the noise it made when it was finished, which was odd of course since there wasn't even anything inside it to have been washed. Dang this blasted thing. He squatted down and anchored his fingers into the gap between the dishwasher and the cabinets. He clamped down on it, and began scooching it out. Every 2 seconds it played the noise again. Beep after beep after beep after beep. He heard the front door open and Millie walked in. "Daddy?" "Yeah. You can have an after-school snack, Millie." "Just let me unplug the dang dishwasher." There was a pause, then his daughter continued. "The beeper man says you really shouldn't unplug it. Millie, I'm tired of hearing about this stupid beeper man. Just grab a cup of apple sauce out of the fridge or something if that's what you want. The beeper man keeps saying it, Daddy. He keeps saying that he will have his beeps. Ain't no beeping gonna be going on in my house. Tell him to go and make someone else's house beep. He says he's very creative. He says he will find a way to get his beeps." Jaron finally got it out enough so that he could reach around and pull the plug. He did so, silencing the dishwasher at last. "Yeah, he can go and beep in someone else's house if he wants. Number. Daddy, he's warning you. Plug the dishwasher back in. He will find a way to make sure there are beeps. He says he'll find a way to make sure you don't want to turn the beeps off. He'll get you to never turn off the beeps again. I'd like to watch him try. Just eat your snack, Millie. Michael should be here soon to help me fix these blasted things. Don't try and fix them. The beeper man will get his beeps. Just eat your snack." She shrugged. "Okay, but I warned you. I told you what the beeper man said, and he means it." Jaron didn't find himself getting that much sleep that night. Michael had come over, and all they really did was talk. Talk about how weird this whole thing was. There was nothing to be done. They needed someone with more professional experience to come and figure it all out. Nonetheless, everything Millie had been talking about had him on edge. For whatever reason, her wild fantasies of this beeper man had supplanted a feeling of angst into his gut. Why was she being so insistent on this thing? Eventually his phone's alarm went off, and he rolled over in bed to shut it off. To somewhat of his surprise, it actually did shut off. The beeping was done. He sat up in bed and took a yawn before climbing all the way out. "Millie, it's time to get ready for school," he hollered, putting on his pants. He walked out into the hallway, heading towards her door. "Millie, come on. Get up." "Ugh," she moaned. "I don't want to go to school. Come on, you'll have fun. Head into the shower, let's go, okay?" He waited until he saw her get out of her bed, and then proceeded to go over to the kitchen. He went for the cereal again, pausing. Maybe a good father shouldn't feed this to his kids so many days in a row. He put it back and opened the fridge instead, taking out the eggs. He looked at the water filter alarm on it, smiling a little to himself. No beeping. That's good. He maneuvered his way around the unplugged dishwasher towards the stove. He pulled out a pan and cracked a few eggs into it, then took out a spatula to begin scrambling them. He thought to himself while he watched the eggs slowly cook, turning from the clear color to a whiter hue. Thinking about how strange this whole thing was. How stressful it was, too. Now he had to pay for a handyman to come and fix all their appliances all while he didn't have a job. And for what? Why the heck were they all beeping in the first place? It was just beep after beep after beep. It was absolutely maddening. He took the eggs off the stove after a few minutes, putting half onto a plate for Millie and half onto a plate for him. "Millie, breakfast is ready." No response. "Millie?" He began walking down the hall, towards the bathroom door. "Millie, breakfast." The only sound was the sound of the shower water. "Millie?" He jiggled the door handle a little, his heart rate on the incline. "Millie, I thought I told you not to lock doors." Still, nothing. "Millie? Millie?" He found himself vigorously shaking the handle, a sudden panic overcoming him. "Millie!" He ran to his room, grabbing a quarter off the nightstand. He sprinted back with it, inserting the coin into the slot on the door handle and twisting it in a flash. He thrust the door open, jumping to the shower. He opened the curtain, finding Millie laying there in the water with a small trail of blood running out of the side of her head. "Oh my gosh, Millie! Millie!" He couldn't find his breath. He whipped out his phone and dialed 911 in an instant. "Hello? I need an ambulance. My daughter slipped in the shower. She's bleeding and won't wake up." Jaron sat in the hospital, shaking. His face was in his palms as he waited outside the door, hardly able to breathe. "Sir?" came the voice of the nurse. Jaron looked up. "We've got her stabilized. She hit her head pretty hard. I'm afraid she's in a coma. Can I come in and see her?" She nodded gently, letting him into the room. He looked at the still body of his daughter, his eyes swelling up all over again. "Oh, Millie. Millie, how did this happen?" He sat by her bedside, crying as he listened to the rhythmic beeps of the heart monitor next to the bed. Every couple seconds, another beep. And another. Beep after beep after beep after beep. And a slight smirk on Millie's face, as if saying, "I told you so."